Bond is back in video game form in 007 First Light. My review right now. Welcome to Resta Reviews. My name is Daniel, and today I will be reviewing the action-adventure video game 007 First Light. It's directed by Hakan Abrak and Martin Emborg, and it's developed and published by IO Interactive. I am reviewing the PlayStation 5 version. James Bond was created in 1953 by Ian Fleming, and he's become one of the coolest characters across media throughout the years. While I haven't read any of the Bond books yet in my lifetime, I have enjoyed many of the movies and video games throughout the years. Of course, when it comes to the video games, the N64 GoldenEye game is a classic, but also shout out to Nightfire and Everything or Nothing. 007 First Light is the first big Bond video game in over a decade. So the question is, has IO Interactive stuck the landing? The game tells a fresh origin story for Bond, played here by Patrick Gibson. After helping MI6 with a mission in Iceland as a Navy air crewman, Bond is brought in to train as a 00 in the spy program. He is soon off on missions across the globe with other 00 trainees and his mentor John Greenway, played by Lenny James. They are tracking down a former 009 agent, which leads to a plot involving deep secrets and unexpected threats. IO Interactive is a developer best known for making the Hitman games, and they bring that experience to 007 First Light, and they also injected with some Uncharted flavor as well. While I was a little worried in the beginning that the game might just become Hitman with a reskin, especially with a chess tournament level early on, eventually 007 First Light finds its own rhythm and does become a full-on Bond game. While I enjoyed the entire game here, I do believe the second half is much stronger than the first half, especially with the last 3 chapters. The game provides an excellent mix of stealth and action with sneaking, fighting, and shooting. And there's a great training montage sequence towards the beginning of the game that teaches you these various gameplay mechanics. IO has created a terrific hand-to-hand combat system here that reminded me in ways of Rockstar's The Warriors game, and you can use the environment in a lot of different ways while fighting enemies, from pushing them into shelves to throwing bottles at their heads. When Bond gets his license to kill in various scenarios, the shooting here involves a lot of strategy as well while still being fast-paced and fun. Instead of just using the same gun and having endless clips with bullets, you have to continually pick up different guns from the enemies that you down. While overall I enjoyed the stealth moments in 007 First Light, some of them are very annoying when it comes to the enemy placement, and it reminded me of the Mary Jane sections in the Spider-Man 2018 game. Like, for some reason, you are forced to use your fists if you get caught while sneaking, even though you're clearly holding a gun. There's a cool selection of gadgets that you pick up from Q as well, including lasers on your wristwatch and even a mini rocket, but I feel like there could have been more of them. There's also a slimmer amount of vehicle sections that I would have preferred, but the ones here are really great, even though the vehicles are a bit stiff at times. One of my favorite vehicle sections involved an airplane because there's a really clever mechanic that IO Interactive comes up with, but I won't spoil it. While the main attraction of 007 First Light is the story campaign, there is also a tactical simulation mode that you can dive into for extra rounds of fun afterwards. Patrick Gibson is quite excellent as this younger version of Bond, who's not quite an expert yet, but he's a smooth talker and he knows how to disobey orders when he wants to get things done. Lenny James is also a standout as Greenway, and his back and forth with Gibson is quite good as well. The trainer and trainee relationship between the two slowly becomes the heart of 007 First Light. Moneypenny and Q are also well-realized characters in the game, with Keira Lester and Alistair McKenzie doing good voice work here. Lenny Kravitz is in the game as well as a side villain named Bama, and he was really played up in the marketing, but he's actually not in the game very much, and I would have liked to see him more. The theme song for the game is performed here by Lana Del Rey, and it's really a banger, even though it did crash to the main menu after the song played, so I had to listen to it twice. Thankfully, it was a good song though, so I didn't mind too much. There were a handful of other issues that I noticed throughout 007 First Light as well. There was a few moments of clipping, such as when Bond was playing a piano, you could see his hands just disappear into the keys. And then there's other sections where you need to get past some guards after talking to them, but they're just really dumb AI. Like, you can do things right in front of them in order to get certain keys or passes, and they won't even backtalk to you. While the plot overall for the game is a well-written spy yarn, I do think that the twists and turns involving the villains were quite predictable. Before I give you my final thoughts and rating, please hit that like button if you've enjoyed this review and consider subscribing and enabling notifications if you haven't already. You can also find and follow me on the social media platforms Letterboxd, Blue Sky, Backlogged, and Award Expert. I do really think that 007 First Light provides a gripping mix of gameplay and story throughout. I'm giving 007 First Light a 9 out of 10. It's one of the best James Bond games and one of the best games of 2026 so far. I definitely recommend it. Let me know your guys' thoughts on 007 First Light in the comments, and what's your favorite Bond game or spy action game? Thank you so much for watching this video. You can check out these other videos on Resta Reviews right now.